welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to tonight's call. I want to say thank you. Let me make sure I make this big so you all can see this. There we go. Welcome everyone to tonight's call. I want to say thank you for being here because you can be anywhere else in the world, but you are right here on a Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, learning how to grow your money, learning how to leave behind some generational wealth, learning how to get a powerful skill set that no one can ever take from you. So congrats to you. So for those who don't know me, my name is Makisha Styles. I've been trading for almost 4 years now. So a lot of you on the line might not know me. So I'm gonna give you a little brief background about me, right? So one of the main things, like if you don't know me, one of the main things you should know starting right now is that I am the best auntie in the world, right? You can fact check that. These right here on the screen are my beautiful nieces and nephews. Everything that I do it for them because I want them to know that they don't have to necessarily work a 9 to 5 for the rest of their life. They can actually learn how to make their money grow, even while they're asleep, right? They can learn this stuff early on. So this is one of the main reasons I do this, right? Also as well, is I'm an Army veteran. I served in the military for 14 years. Once I got out, I started doing a lot of like extracurricular activities just to stay in shape. One of the things is boxing. Well, not really, it's actually kickboxing, but it looks like I probably can box, right? Also as well, I love rowing. I got a competition coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that. Definitely been training for that. Also as well, one of my favorite sports, archery. I love to shoot archery, not shoot animals, no. I like to shoot in competition. So like target shooting, that's one of my favorite things. So I know you're wondering right now, what does all this have to do with learning to trade Forex? Because someone invited you here this evening, they was like, hey, jump on this call. You're going to learn to grow your money. You got to be on here. But so far, I'm just telling you about me, right? But what got me to this point? I wasn't just shooting archery, rowing, just knowing I'm the best auntie in the world and just boof, I want to do Forex. No, that's not what happened. What happened was back in 2011, I ended up being diagnosed with breast cancer. Now that at the time I was 28, and that was a huge just downfall for me because up until that point, I was always focused on just that one plan, just being in the military. I know that, hey, it paid well, the benefits were good. I know exactly what I was doing from sun up to sundown. Everything was great, right? I was very comfortable. But what I noticed is that a lot of times in life, when you're very comfortable and the universe is like, hey, it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to get to moving. You can't stay here all your life. Certain things come into play. And with me, that was when I got breast cancer. And what actually made me start to trade Forex, because I started to realize that I didn't have control of my life. Because when I was supposed to be worried about my health, I was instead worried about my finances, worried about how I'm going to take care of my family, worried about how I'm going to be able to buy my niece and nephews everything I want to buy them, right? Because I'm the favorite auntie. So a lot of that came into play. And I was like, man, I do not have control over my life. And what I noticed is that a lot of people don't have control of their life. So let me ask you this, just type it in the chat. What is one thing you would do if you had complete, total control over your life? Most people normally say travel. Some people say, hey, they'll start that business that they wanted. Some people say, hey, they'll just spend time with their family 24/7. Whatever that answer is, just think about it. Hold that in your head while we go through this presentation. Exactly, sure, travel. That's not mainly the number one thing that normally comes up when I do these presentations is travel. If you can have total control, you want to go wherever you wanted to go, right? And that was me. So that's when I came across this right here, this cash flow quadrant. It's a guy that I follow called Robert Kiyosaki. He's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but he broke down this cash flow quadrant, which really shows you how money works, how people think of money. So remember I told you, I was going through treatments. I went through chemo, I went through radiation, I had surgery, all that kind of stuff, right? And I still was having to worry about my money. You know why? Because I was in the 60% bracket of this particular quadrant. And in 60% of this, that means that 60% of people work for someone else. That means that you're trading your time for money. Nothing wrong with that, right? But you don't want to be doing that for the rest of your life, right? That's like having a table with one leg to stand on. Something happens, like stuff happened a couple months ago, right? And boom, you had nothing to stand on because you were working for someone else. Now, in this cash flow quadrant, he goes over to the self-employed side, which is 35% of the people, 35% of them work for self. That means you're self-employed. But what I want you to still realize is that when you're doing the self-employed, Nothing wrong with it, but realize we're still trading our time for money, right? And as long as you have to trade your time for money, it's not sustainable. So when I got sick, that means I couldn't work. I couldn't work, which meant I couldn't pay my bills. So I had to figure out something that a whole nother source of income. That's when I found out as well with this cash flow quadrant that there's another side, which he calls the right side of money, which includes two different quadrants. One of them is what 4% of the world take advantage of. That's the business owners. Now, business owners, think of it as you're no longer trading your time for money. Now you're able to leverage, because we're going to talk about that a lot tonight. It's where you're able to leverage, where you're leveraging other people and systems, because a system simply stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money, right? So when you're a business owner, you get to leverage that. So if you want to, say, for instance, travel, right? Because that's like the number one thing that people say they'll do if they had total control of their life. So if you wanted to travel, you can just take off and do that because you have systems in place as a business owner, right? So as I was researching all this, I'm like, that's great. I'm like, okay, boom, work for someone else. I'm like, no, I can't do that anymore because I'm retired from the military and I just can't do it anymore, right? And then I was like, okay, I can be self-employed. So what I did was go and work Uber Eats. I did Postmates, I did DoorDash, I did so many different things. But every time I wasn't feeling good, because I remember I was trading my time for money, I didn't make any money because I wasn't able to get up and go to work. So that's when then I switched over to the right side. I was like, okay, maybe I can be a business owner. Then I thought about it. I done served in the military for the past 14 years. I just don't really want to be in charge of other people. I don't have to worry about what somebody else is doing. So business owner wasn't really going to work for me. But then this last part of the quadrant, which is why you're here tonight. This is why the person that invited you here, because they knew that this last part of the quadrant is something that will help you and your family, right? So make sure this is the point in the presentation where you pull out your notepad and you start jotting down notes, because the 1% are the investors. Those are your Warren Buffett. Those are the people that are up talking on that CNN channel. You see the numbers going across the bottom. Those are the investors. And as you notice, I don't know if you ever paid attention. Have you seen how fast those numbers move? It's going up, down, up, down, up, down, just moving fast, right? Imagine if that could happen for you while you're asleep. Wouldn't that change the whole game for you? Where now you're no longer trading your time for money, but now you're able to make money while you sleep. Amazing, right? So as soon as I found that out, I knew that this was what I wanted to do. So that's when I came across, because now I got to do my research. I'm a researcher, right? So that's when I was like, okay, I talked about the exchange market, which is a foreign exchange market. So when we say Forex, it stands for the foreign exchange market. That's all. You know, everything in this day and age is like just minimized, right? So instead of saying foreign exchange market, we just say Forex. Sometimes we might break it down even more and be like FRX. Still all the same thing. So what I found out with Forex is that it is a $5.3 trillion per day market. Now, I don't know about you, but when I started school, even when I finished school, I had no idea how many zeros were in a trillion. I didn't know. I just did not know, right? But that's 12 zeros in a trillion. Now, imagine if you can get 1% of that, 30%, 50%, I don't know, 2% of a trillion. Wouldn't that be worth something to you? Right? So imagine being in an industry where you can leverage that, because remember, that's your key word for tonight, leverage. I'm going to show you how to leverage certain systems, leverage other people's money so that you can have total control over your life. So like I said, it's a $5.3 trillion per day market, right? And one of the things too, because a lot of people be like, okay, what's the difference between stocks and Forex? We know about stocks because everybody talks about it on the news. Everybody's talking about stocks 24/7, but nobody talks about the Forex market. So simply, the Forex market is 24 hours a day, which means there is no limit on your money. So versus the stock market, you know, it's open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you used to get off work at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, what would happen? Now you got to wait until the next day to place a trade. Versus Forex, you can place a trade all day long, especially if you're trading cryptocurrency, because now you can trade it on the weekends, right? So now there's no limits. Now you just open up a whole new pot of possible money for you to make, which is so amazing to me. Another thing with the difference of them is that also, as well as with the Forex market, I want you to understand that, think of it as you're buying shares of a country's currency, shares of cryptocurrency. So versus you happen to have that whole $10,000 for Bitcoin, you don't have to. We buy shares of that, or we sell shares of that, because we're leveraging. Think of that. That's that key word again, leverage. So you have to own the whole thing, versus when you're buying shares of it, when it comes to stocks, the shares of a company, right? Now, I don't know about you, but companies sometimes go out of business. Somebody can say something wrong on the news, or something go wrong in a company, and what happens? That company gets wiped out. And what happens to those shares that you bought? They're going too, right? So if you say, for instance, bought Tesla, right? You bought Tesla, came in at $120. You're like, yes, this is great. It jumped up to $520. You're doing great. All of a sudden, something happened, and those shares start to drop. And now you're starting to lose money. But imagine if you were trading on the Forex side of the market, because remember, I don't know if you noticed or not, because I haven't said it, but you can leverage it going up in a buy and going down as in a sell. So if you bought that same stock over on the Forex market, once it started to shoot up, yes, you're doing good. Once it started to shoot down, you leverage that, because in the Forex market, you're making money whether it goes up and goes down. And we show you the strategies on how to do that. So now you really are taking advantage of this $5.3 trillion per day industry. All right, powerful. Another one, I'm gonna give you one more fact, right? It's with stocks, it's not recession proof. I want you to think about this for a moment. A couple of months ago, when everything went crazy, right? You know what shut down? The stock exchange. But you know what was still going, because it's recession proof, which means that it will thrive no matter what's going on. Because remember, it's currencies, cryptocurrencies. It's all that type of stuff. And is that ever going out of business? No. Gold, silver, all that's going out of business? No, because we still have to have that way on how to purchase things, right? So that's always going to be there. So it's recession proof, because when everything was going on, we were still profiting on the Forex side, right? And it ain't like this stuff isn't new. This stuff has been out for a long time, right? Just that no one ever talks about it until tonight. So consider yourself very lucky, because you're going to learn some powerful stuff tonight. So tonight, of course, I'm going to teach you about the Forex market, which stands for the foreign exchange market. And you see on the screen, FRX. You know, we like to really abbreviate everything now, right? Also as well, we're going to talk about the cryptocurrency market. That's growing to over $1 trillion per day. So imagine you can just leverage those two alone. But tonight I'm going to show you 4 different streams of income, but you can just leverage these 2 alone and be comfortable and be able to live that life that you deserve. So that's cryptocurrency. So exactly how do we leverage that? Do we have to go and sit down and go to a bank and do all that? No. Remember, this is a fast-paced age that we're in. Everything now is on these cell phones, right? So what I want you to think and write down, because you should have your notebook out, is MetaTrader 4. This app here is what we use to get into the market. This app here is what we use to make our money in simple terms. That's how we use to make our money. So you're simply going to download it, and it's free. It's a free app. So I'm giving you free information right now. It's a free app. You're going to download it, and now you're able to trade in this $1 trillion per day market. Amazing, right? And 24/7. It's amazing. I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is usually how it moves. So I don't know about you. So think of this as you putting $5 in your savings account, or say you put 50 cents or 10 cents in your savings account today, right? This is how fast the money moves in the Forex market. Let's check it out. Look how fast it moves. Just look at these numbers are real numbers, right? This is real live numbers. So I don't know about you, but if I was to put $5 or 50 cents into my savings account, for it to move like this, it's going to take some years. This right here is being made in seconds. In seconds. That's the power of learning how to trade Forex. And we're going to show you that. We're going to show you how you can make your first profit within 72 hours. It's amazing stuff, I know. So exactly what we do is we predict the value of an asset, whether it will rise or fall. And then we leverage both ways, right? We don't have to physically possess the amount of the currency that it is. So if gold is at $164, you don't have to have $164 to trade gold. No, you can put in 10 cents and be able to make. Past profits do not guarantee future profits. Everything is definitely individual basis and how long you're going to take to trade, right? But when it comes to gold, say if it says $164, you can put in 10 cents of that and still be able to make $174 because we're leveraging. You get to leverage. That's the whole key term tonight, leverage, right? And this movement happens in seconds. That's why I just showed you, seconds. So exactly how do you learn this? Because now you are amped up. You're like, yes, I get to learn this. I get to see that money move in seconds, right? Seconds. And I just want to learn. How exactly do you learn? I'm glad you asked. So how I learned this is from a credible source called the I Am Mastery Academy. Now, what made me choose this academy over all others is because it's simplified. It was broken down so simple in this academy that people like you, people like me, people like my nephew, my nieces can come into this academy and really learn how to trade and leverage the skill set, right? Another thing, which is why I chose it, is because it caused me to have more than one stream of income. Yes, I can trade Forex, great, but I can also trade cryptocurrency, great, but I can also trade binary. So for those who know what binary is, more of a fast-paced Forex, right? So you definitely are really making money in seconds of the seconds when it comes to that, just more fast-paced. So that's another reason I chose this academy is because they have live mentorship. Now me, I'm a researcher. So of course, the first thing I did was go on YouTube. I was like, I just go on YouTube and learn this, right? No, not at all. It's totally different because on YouTube, anybody can post anything up there. My little nephew, he's 6. He can post something up there, right? And be like, yes, I'm the greatest at it. But it's the difference here when you have live mentorship. You got to have it from a credible source. And also as well, when I was learning from YouTube, I lost a lot of money. Also too, I didn't have anybody to reach out to. I didn't have a community to reach out to if I had a question. I just had to wait. So here you get live mentorship. You're learning from over 100 educators around the world, as well as our personal community. So this is a win-win for you. Also as well, if say for instance, you're like, okay, I don't have time to learn this. I just don't have time. It's cool because you know what? We have 3 apps that we specialize in that sends the trade ideas straight to your phone. So when you get a text message, imagine that being something saying, hey, Keisha, it's time for you to make some money. Put this into that MetaTrader 4 app and then just walk away. Isn't that amazing? So, and it takes you less than 30 seconds to enter a trade on this free app. Amazing. So when they say I don't have time, oh, you got time to make some money because it takes less than 30 seconds for you to be able to make probably what you make on your job or probably what you make, whatever it is your goal is. You can make that right here in 72 hours, in some minutes, in some days. It's totally up to you, right? But this here, you're learning and earning on the go. So one of the apps that we have is called Swipe Trades. It literally, like I said, is that it sends the trade ideas to your phone. So like I said, when you're getting a text message, imagine that being something saying, hey, time to take this money, right? And you're just copy and pasting. I don't know about you, but that's how I made it through school. I had this very special skill set where I can copy and paste. Now imagine now I'm bringing that skill set here. Well, now I'm copying, pasting, profit, just like that. It's amazing. So when it comes to learning how to trade, all you got to do is have a certain weapon, and your weapon is your strategies. And with this academy, the I Am Master Academy, you have multiple strategies. So if one doesn't work for you, I'm like, dang, the second one doesn't work for you. I'm like, oh man, trust me, 1 out of the 30 strategies that we have will work for you. And if not, you can just copy and paste. So it's very, very simple. That's why I chose this platform to learn from. So there's 4 tips that I always give everyone when it comes to learning how to trade. 1, you need a credible source. You have to have a credible source because you can't just learn from anybody. So they got to be credible. 2, you need a proper mentor. You need someone that's going to guide you and show you exactly what you need to do. 3, you need a duplicatable or proven system. Those are your strategies in place, right? And 4, risk management. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not in the business of losing money. That's why risk management is so important. And that was something I couldn't learn off of YouTube. So I blew a lot of accounts. When I say I blew accounts, I mean I lost a lot of money, right? And that's from learning from YouTube. So what I want to show you, because I'm big on showing different things, right, is exactly how you learn. So here is our actual back office. This is your whole academy. So I know a lot of people either went to college or know someone who went to college. This here, think of this as your online platform, right? Only thing here is, you know, you're not being graded. So you don't have to worry about any of that. We're not going to see your scores. So this here says nice and simple. But what we're going to focus on this evening are the academies, right? Because remember, I'm sure you got 4 different streams of income. in one academy, right? It's amazing. So the very first thing you see here is Academy resources, right? Then over here it says you learn trading Forex in English, because also too, if you don't speak English as your primary language, don't worry. We got Spanish, we got German, we got Portuguese. You got so many different languages over here that no matter what your native tongue is, you can learn in a native tongue. Or say if you want to learn it in Spanish, you can. We have that option. Also as well, you scroll down here, HFX, that's that binary I was talking about, that's real fast paced, but it definitely works. Also as well, say for instance, you just want to focus on cryptocurrency. You're like, hey, I saw the Bitcoin boom, I saw the Ripple about to boom, and now I just want to focus strictly on cryptocurrency. We have an academy for that. Then also those want to make it a business, we have that as well. There's 4 different streams of income that we have for you. But tonight we're going to go over Forex. So very simple. You see it back here where it says FX series to give you a handbook. Everything that you need is right here in this academy. This is $1 billion school right here that I'm giving you access to and behind the scenes access to. So take notes. So the very first video, say for instance, you totally forgot everything I said about what Forex is. Right here, the first video says, what is Forex? You would simply play it. Don't worry, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I just want you to see something. I want you to take note of something here. Here we go. And we're gonna pause it. Take note that there's no YouTube handles on here. What does that mean? That means that we did not pull this from YouTube to show to you. No, this means that we really put time into this, right? And I say we because I always stand behind whatever it is that I'm promoting, and this is this academy. So I'm saying we because I'm a part of the academy as well. So we put time into this to make sure that each video is designed and straight to the point where you understand exactly what Forex is. You understand how to trade Forex. You understand the terminology. Because this whole academy, I don't know if you're paying attention or not, you should be. This whole academy to go through an entire academy is 3 hours to maybe 3.5 hours, depending on, because it's all self-paced, right? Well, if you just sit down and knock out 3.5 hours worth of this academy, you would understand how to trade. You will understand the fundamentals, and you will also understand the terminology. Now you like 3 hours. I don't know, Makisha, that's a long time. I don't know about you, but I can sit and watch Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. I can watch YouTube. I can watch all that for more than 3 hours. But imagine if I didn't have this skill set though. So without this skill set, I would have just been watching stuff just to be watching it. But imagine putting 3.5 hours into this that's going to actually pay you. So then when you're sitting down watching Netflix, watching your shows, you can pick up your phone, place a trade, put it down, and now you're making money while you're watching Family Guy, while you're watching whatever it is you're watching, Dexter, whatever it is that you watch, while you're watching it over on your phone, it's making money. That's what it's all about, able to grow your money no matter what's going on in your life. So this whole academy, all the videos are short. Videos between maybe 3 minutes, and some might be 20 minutes, right? But either way, they're nice and short and to the point. And enough where it's not like, oh man, I need more. It's like just enough. You know, when you eat a good meal and it's like, yeah, that was good. Yeah, I don't need any more. I don't need any less. It was just right. That's what this academy does for you, right? So first, you learn from the academy. That's your step one. Your step one, credible source. You learn from the academy. Remember, step 2 was, let's go back. I want you to see, I'm not making this up. Step 2 is a proper mentor. So remember I told you about the 100 educators we have? I think now it's up 180 educators. And they're all around the world. These are your mentors. Look at this. There's even a walkthrough video when you come on here. This here is like your Netflix on steroid, like you just really pumped up. That's what this is. This is your YouTube just jacked up. That's what this is. So this here is your live mentorship. Now take note of these top ones here. It says top featured sessions. These are the ones that, like when you go on YouTube, they had the most amount of views and you're like, oh yeah, that's a good video. This here, with these top ones here, this is not even everybody. These top ones here that are making people the most money. So when we're watching these sessions with these live educators, we're making money. So today alone, she has over 99,000 views. She has over 68, 57, right? And this is a day, and it's constantly moving up. It's constantly going up, which means that they are really making people money. And the beauty of this, because remember, you got to have a proper mentor, is that you're learning directly from them, right? So just in case, I know a lot of people are busy on the line, everything is recorded, right? But if you can ever catch a live session, because they do live sessions, it's phenomenal because you're copying and pasting right from the best of the best. That's why I love this academy. The best of the best you're copying from. So let me show you how simple this stuff is too. Look at this. It says pick a channel. Yeah, just like your TV guide, pick a channel. You're gonna go Forex, you wanna watch FXX, you wanna watch cryptocurrency, or you wanna watch e-commerce. That's gonna be coming next month, which will give you 5 different streams of income in one academy. That's why I said it's a $1 billion school. But tonight, we're just gonna click on Forex. All right, so imagine when this comes up here, just like you're sitting down, just got off work, you're relaxing, right? Then you're like, okay, let me see, what should I watch? Same thing here. This is your TV guide. What your TV guide is gonna make you money. Then when you click on these educators, I'm click on one here. And look, they come on at different times of the day, 8:15 a.m. You got some at 2, you got some at 9. You even got some, if I would scroll some more in the other channels, you got some at 3 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at midnight. So no matter what the time is, you can hop on and catch a live session. So I'm gonna click on Manny. Manny's one of my favorites. And imagine you was watching this live and you had a question, right? All you would do is type it in here. This is from a class from earlier. So all you're doing is typing it in here in the chat what you're looking for, and he would answer it live on the station. Actually, we got some live educators now. Let's click on this one. So you can see exactly how it works. See, he's typing stuff over here. These right here mean he's giving trade ideas. You might not be able to hear it. Oh, that means he's probably getting a trade. He's probably trading. So let's wind this on. Yes, he hasn't officially started yet, but what it is, and normally here talking, and you see right here, he's in the copy, he's giving us trade ideas. And we're literally just copying it into our phones.
Drop this. Yeah, there you go.
Amazing, right? Just amazing. Live session. So if you were to miss this session, you would come down here and just catch the recording. And any questions that you have, you type it in. Somebody asks, how do I set the signal line on the MACD? Right? And he's going to answer that live in his class. Right? And it's just amazing. So you have the proper mentorship. Next thing that you need, let's make sure we stand here. Number 3 is you need a duplicatable or proven system. And number 4 is risk management. So you got step 1, we knocked that out. Your credible source, the academy. Step 2, a proper mentor. That is your go live sessions with your live educators. Step 3 is now you're gonna have a duplicatable or proven system. That is what I'm about to show you now. And that's what we call, let's move this down so I can see. That's what we call the harmonic scanner. Now this scanner here, make sure it's still logged in. This scanner here is an AI system. An AI system that scans all the Forex pairs in the market for you and tell you the best ones to take. Now how amazing is that, right? Remember, I done told you step 1, right? You got the academy. Step 2, you got your live mentorship. Now you're on to your proven systems that work, and that's this AI system. And it's over 87% accurate, which means that if you took 20 trades, you're at least 13, 17. I don't know. I don't do math. The good part is that for you to trade Forex, you don't have to learn how to do math. You don't. You don't. I told you can copy and paste. You got all kind of tools. You're good. But just say you'll win majority of the trades that you take just from copying and pasting. So this is your proven system. And remember, step 4 is risk management. So imagine you came in here. You can ignore all that. I just want you to see these numbers. If you can't see the numbers, don't worry. Just turn your phone horizontal. You'll be able to see it a little clear. Also, too, the person that invited you here, they're actually going to get back on the line with you, and they'll show you this as well. So pay attention to these numbers. This one here, make sure you can see that. This one here that I'm circling says entry, right? It's like, hey, Keisha, we're getting in right here to get this money. Like, okay, cool, right? I'm just copying the numbers. I'm just copying these numbers into that MetaTrader 4 app. And then I'm going to take this, it says TP number 1. This terminology is in the academy. That's why that's step 1. Everything I'm saying is right in the academy. Now I'm saying TP number 1. TP number 1 simply means, hey, get your money right here, Keisha, you're good. But then what they gave us is TP number 2 and TP number 3. TP2 is like, oh, you want some more? Cool, get some more. Then it got take profit 3. It's like, oh, you know what? Just take it all, Keisha. It's all yours. That's what take profit 3 is. So you get 3 different opportunities to make more money, more, and more money. But of course, you know, everything isn't guaranteed. Past profits are not guaranteed future profits, right? And also too, remember, step 4, risk management. Right here, this is such a powerful thing. I wish I would have learned it years ago when I first started trading Forex. Stop. This is your stop loss. This is your risk management part. So now we covered all different things that you need to trade in Forex. So stop simply means that if I put $5 into a trade, I'm like, okay, my analysis said it's going to do good. The copy and paste trade says it's going to do good. But remember, nothing is 100% guaranteed, right? But I'm like, whoa, if it do go backwards, I don't want to lose any more than $1. that stop keeps you from losing that whole $5. Instead, now you're only risking that $1. That's phenomenal, right? That is so, so phenomenal. So let's make sure we cover everything. We went over credible source. That's step one, is what you needed, right? Number two, you needed a proper mentor. That's that go live. Step three, you needed a proven system. That is that AI system. Step four, you need that risk management. That's the AI system as well, right? So, so powerful. So next, I normally get the question, how do I get started? Because now you've seen everything. You're like, oh, I'm ready. With one, you was probably already ready before you even got here, which is amazing. So how exactly can you get started with us tonight? I'm glad you asked. So we have two packages, right? Two packages. Everything has two packages in life. You got your yin and yang, everything has two. So the first one that we have is called our platinum package. That is only $234.95, right? $234.95. And what you get is everything that I explained in this video. You get this, you get the academy, right? Get the go live, the live mentorship. You get the AI system. You get access to our personal community and so many other benefits, right? And that's for $234.95. And then it's after 30 days, you're like, hey, I love it. It's $174.95 a month. Don't worry, I'm doing the math for you. Just hold on, I'm doing the math for you, right? But then we also have the elite package. The elite is just what it says. That's the best of the best. So of course, I always recommend the elite package because what you get is everything I mentioned, right? Plus, now you're getting those apps that I mentioned, plus a ton of other tools, right? That total up to just some crazy amount, but you're only going to have to pay $324.95, right? Then 30 days later, you're like, hey, I'm loving this. I'm making the money. It's only $274.95. Now, there are ways that you can waive that monthly tuition. You got two ways, right? I know a lot of you are like, ooh, I don't know how it's, man, I don't know, $274 a month. I don't know, Makisha, I don't know. But imagine if you were just to use our tools, right? Use our tools. Let me escape out of this for a minute. I want you to see something. Because I'm a numbers person. I don't know about you, but I'm a numbers person. So if I said that it is, there we go. Uh-oh, it might not. Let's cancel that. There we go. So if I said that you could make $50, this is minimum, just $50 minimum, right? So you do $50, right? So if I did $50 times 30 days, so you traded for 30 days. Right off the bat, that's $1,500. So would you be worried about that monthly tuition if you're gaining $1,500? No, you wouldn't. I know, right? You got to think of, sometimes you got to put the numbers out there. So $1,500, right? But there is a second alternative because you might be like, hey, I want to keep all my $1,500. Great. But what we do have as well is what we call a scholarship program. All right, the scholarship program. Let's present this one more time. And with the scholarship program, all you got to do is have two people that's paying a subscription, and now it waives your monthly tuition. That's phenomenal, right? So now you get to keep your $1,500 and just waive your monthly subscription. As long as you have two people that are paying it, you don't have to be in the same month either. So you might have your cousin might start on the 1st, somebody else might start on the 5th. As long as those two people are within that month before it's time for that subscription to be due, then it's waived. It's waived. So you have two ways, and this way is totally optional, that you can waive that monthly tuition, right? You can either just, hey, trade with our tools, copy and paste, boom, make your profit, and then flip it and just pay your monthly tuition. Or you can have two people learn it with you, and then you just waive it, and then you're keeping all the profit, which is my favorite. I like to keep all my profits, right? So also as well, I told you had another one. You have 4 different streams. The next one is independent business owner, right? That's when you want to take advantage of going past just recommending 2 people to this academy. Now you want to really leverage everything. You want to start leveraging other people's money to trade. So what we have here is different ones. You can get $150 per month just for having 3 people. 3 people, so they use that $150 to put into your trading account. So now you're trading risk-free and you're leveraging. Remember the key word for tonight was leverage, which is phenomenal. We have different ones. You can get $600 per month, $1,000 per month. It goes all the way up to actually $750,000 per month. Imagine being able to leverage that into your trading account. So now you're really risk-free. So remember, you have 2 options. This part here is totally optional, of course. You can simply just trade using our tools and make your money, or You can leverage other people's money and allow the company to pay you to trade. Phenomenal, I know. So very last thing is I like to go over the FAQ. A lot of people like to know, how long does it take for me to see my ROI, my return on investment? Totally depends upon you. You can see it in 72 hours. You can see it in 1 week. You can see it in 3 months. It all depends upon you. Do you need a laptop? No, you don't. You can start off trading because remember, you're copying and pasting from your phone. How much time will I need to invest into this? Question I get all the time. Remember, the academy takes you 3 to 3.5 hours, right? So it's totally up to you. You can spend 30 minutes a day on it. You can spend an hour a day on it. It totally depends on you. As long as you're taking those copy and paste trades, you can go and see your money a lot faster. Now, how do taxes work with this? Do I need to report my earnings? Now, I am not a financial advisor. I am not. But what you can do is check with your CPA, and they'll give you the actual taxes on this. So if you were to withdraw, they only are taxing every time you withdraw, right? But for more details, you definitely got to get back with your CPA because I'm not a financial advisor. So if you have any other questions, be sure to let the person know who invited you here. They'll be able to answer all your questions. Just to recap, step 1, you're simply going to learn the fundamentals using the academy. Step 2, you get your live mentorship from educators all around the world. Step 3, we have copy and paste trade ideas that are sent straight to your phone and to help you get your ROI a lot faster while you're still learning how to trade. Also, step 4, you can waive your monthly tuition with 2 options. 1, copy and paste the trades, make your money, right? Then reinvest. Or 2, just have 2 people. Have 2 people that you love, and trust to learn with you, and boom, now your monthly tuition is waived. So if you have any question, like I said, you can always get back with the person that invites you to this call. I hope that you've got a ton of value. I'd like to leave you with this quote. You'll be surprised how good you'll be if you just decided to win. So don't pass on this opportunity, because you know what that means. You're passing over opportunities repeatedly. You don't want to do that, right? You want to win. This is your time to win, and I definitely believe you can do it. Also, my 3 types of people that's on the call. My first one already decided to win. Before they got here, they're like, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm already ready, right? You got your second person, which is a researcher. That was me, right? Oh man, I got to do the research. What I want you to do is get back with the person that invited to this call and let them answer all your questions. So all the research you would want to do is in the academy and with that person who invited you here. And then also, as well as my last person, my favorite person, my person that is not interested, just jumped on here because their friend said so. That's awesome. But what I want you to do is get back with the person that invited you here and refer them over 3 people. I know you know at least 3 people who are ready to grow their money. Although you're not ready yet, it's okay. You'll be ready in due time. But I know you know somebody who is interested. And that's it. So I want to thank everyone for coming on this evening. I'd like to wish everyone a blessed, prosperous rest of the day. And for those of you that are coming to the community, welcome to the community. And I see you all at 8 o'clock for our next training. Stay blessed.